I saw the Mandalorian news that there's not going to be another season of the show. It's going to go straight to the movies, which at least that is fast tracked and that's going to be filming this summer. But unfortunately, with no series, we get more of or less of what we want, which is just to be entertained by the creators who know how to entertain us and business reasons. And we got to save money for Disney Plus so that I can look good in front of my board members at the end of the quarter year that's coming ahead of creativity. They've got a guy named Jon Favreau who is a creative who should have the ability to do whatever he wants. We've got a studio head in Kathy Kennedy who is providing much of what I don't want. I am grateful that season 1 of Mandalorian was agreed to. Jon Favreau pitched it. He got everything he wanted. He's allowed to do Mandalorian. Somewhere down the line, his power, and they did something with Grogu where they made Book of Boba Fett episodes, bring and unite the two characters together. Somewhere down the line, the Jon Favreau vision was abandoned. It was. Dave Filoni is a head creative guy, and I'm sure he can do creative things. Unfortunately, with that diabolical mess that is running things, he can make interesting shows about characters and directions we don't want to see. And that's not what I'm talking about. Mandalorian was at least something I was into. There's other things that I'm into. Bad Batch. There's other things in there that thankfully are seeping through the filter that is this president of Lucasfilm. But the shows like The Acolyte, shows like Andor, shows like they're really not for me, and I don't think they're going anywhere long term. Like Andor dies in Rogue One, so to do a show about a guy who's about to die, and so far nothing he's done has interacted with the rest of Star Wars. Hey, when I made this channel 5 years ago, there was such promise, positivity. I thought I could do videos about anything. January 2019, think of where we were, okay? Avengers Endgame was about to come out. I already saw the trailer for it. Think of where we were. And then franchise after franchise has been disappointing me. Marvel Comics, I can't even read the X-Men. I gotta wait for the new editor to come in the summer, and then maybe I can see what's happening there. Marvel Comics, every Marvel Comics feels like start and stop. No continuity, and then when the rare time there is continuity, it's to make the Black Panther not the king of Wakanda anymore. And that is still to this day being honored. We gotta wait 2 weeks, I think. Well, a week and 4 days until I get the comic book in my hand that shows me it's the final issue. E-viewing resolved the issue, resolved the status that T'Challa was in. And we don't have to live in this weird world where he's exiled and he's not considered king, and we can just get back to the guy who's at his position he's supposed to be and was created to be at, and we can stop furthering oppression. All these franchises have been disappointing me. I can go down the list. DC, it was never interested, but 2025 is looking promising because of the Superman Legacy movie, named to be determined. Star Wars, it's promising because at some point the president will be changed at some point. Disney also owns Marvel. And my goodness, I got no faith in Kevin Feige. I looked at that slate. Fantastic Four looks interesting to me, and Deadpool do, and the unnamed X-Men title. But the guys who are making the stories don't know. They've lost it. And so, because these shows and the direction of Disney Plus and they thought streaming was something that it wasn't. Because of that, we're getting shows, Acolyte, Andor, Skeleton Crew, but The Mandalorian is the one that's gonna take the bullet. I'm saying do one Mandalorian show because that's pushing subscriptions, engagement, and everything. Everything you want from the Disney Plus. The Mandalorian is doing that. Do that one. But don't do all the other things. But it looks like to make a profit, they're going to have to not do a show and not spend money on a show and just hope that all of your kids who are watching Blue, The Dog Show, all the Disney shows from the past, because Disney Plus is great for that. They're not going to lose their 150 million subscribers. That's why they're there. It's a good business decision. Don't announce to the fans that we're not going to get any more series next year. Just let things go. And you know what they're doing with Ironheart? It's created, it's produced, and they're just going to delay it so that it doesn't feel like there's such a desert in between projects. Everything's going to get pushed back, and the space between is going to be wider. Instead of, remember that first year where we got Mando, we got 2 seasons of Mando year to year, back to back. WandaVision, Loki, and Falcon were all in the same year. And Hawkeye, I think, also was in that year. The way that we were getting things so rapid and the spaces in between was quick, they didn't know what streaming was. Honestly, put your shows on TV. And then at midnight, you can also watch it on streaming. Do it that way. You get the benefits of TV ads. You get the benefits of the streaming people who want to play, stop, pause. People who want to rewatch the episode they just watched on TV. As a subscriber, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm getting my service because the show is there. But you also would be able to direct people who have a fear of missing out to the television station, channel ABC, right at 7 o'clock. They don't have to be interfering with each other. Disney Plus and television. And the Mandalorian could have benefited from that, and you could have made a profit. Instead of when Ms. Marvel happened, like, shoot, a year later, they put Ms. Marvel on TV, like on a weekend. Thinking like, what? No, the fear of missing out, the allure of it being new, that's what attracts TV audiences. By then, anyone who wanted to see it already did see it. Who's going to rewatch it on TV? No, we'll rewatch it on streaming. They're so stupid. And they could have been making money with the same amount of work, except less work. Because now you're at ABC on a Friday night for 6 weeks. You have a Disney Plus show, or Mandalorian's 8 weeks. You have a Disney Plus show. They could have made the same amount of money, except if they released Mandalorian on TV and streaming hours later, they would have gotten television revenue. They wouldn't have to have produced something on Friday at 6 p.m. I keep changing the time. Friday at 7 p.m. because that's when Mandalorian is going to air. They could have just had it there, and that's money saved on producing 2 shows. There are idiots running companies, mainly Disney. Netflix, as a subscriber of Netflix, just for the sake of Avatar, I've been so pleased with the way that they handle things. I've been so pleased. My Dad the Bounty Hunter finally got to see that. Oh, huge video coming on the way. I have a scheduled video on this YouTube channel in this afternoon for My Dad the Bounty Hunter. Please check it out. Because my goodness, it's the show. Oh, I'm complaining about this and that. My Dad the Bounty Hunter exists. And Netflix has been pleasing me way more than Disney Plus ever had.